gonna flip the camera right now. Here we go. Alright, so now you're on my dash too. And definitely, if you guys want to say something or say hey, feel free, okay? Because I'm just like really happy to be able to do this. So, good. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, everyone. Northern Boulevard and Boulevard, 34th Street, Queens. Here we go. So usually what I like to do, I love making time lapses of these things, where I kind of like drive and then have like a time lapse. And so pretty much it's pretty cool. So I wonder if I should plug in my headphones. Let me start plugging my Bluetooth so that way you guys can hear me a little bit better as I'm doing this. I'm gonna take out my Bluetooth off for that one. And I put the Bluetooth over on this one. Let's see, so I'm gonna attach my Bluetooth to here. Okay, so hopefully that sound is a lot better now for you. I'm really excited to go to different art galleries and to be able to present some of my work. I didn't stuff. I just brought a couple of things, but for the most part, though, I am just happy I'm happy because what happens like today happens to be after a long week of work. I've been working all week on different things, and so what happens like a friend of ours, he invited us to come work many weeks ago. I think back in August. We started in August and we did September, and then now we're in October, and we worked on his basement. His basement area. So the first part was that when we started working on it, we were working on we worked on basement walls, the walls first. Then we had to do a series of things for that, and that was really cool because my whole family was involved in that. And so my whole family were not really familiar with that. I mean, I have been. I have been familiar with the working with different things in terms of like, just kind of not just because I mean I've done a lot of stuff. I've lived a life. I've done a lot of different art as well as a lot of different things here and there, like being able to go to working as a handyman. I worked as a handyman for a while when I was back in college, and that's how I got my money because when I was working and internship, everything that you made in the internship went right to the school, and right to school and all these school bills. So any extra money I had to make was to keep the car running, and that was really cool. I had to do some handyman work. So what happened with my family, we had to together do a series of things. I have a couple of videos of the time lapse that we did, and I have more videos and more pictures from the most recent stuff. But for last couple of them, what we did was that we worked on the walls, and to do that we had to first clean the walls. Well, before we had to do that, we had to move everything out. So we did like a moving type job first, and then we cleared out everything. Then after that, we went to the what's the word? Yeah, we did a moving job and cleaned out. Then we had to clean the walls, and then we had to find the holes and sand it down. We first had to spackle up and put joint compound in the walls of the basement and determine and painted surfaces versus there's a lot of things. And the gentleman, he helped us out. My friend, he helped us out with determining which one to use and which one to make it happen. And so anyway, so what happened was we were able to work on these things, and it was great because the first time we did it was we got all the stuff done, and it took us about 7 days to do it. Some days were shorter than others, but for the most part, it took us 7 days to go ahead and work through all the things. And my family just absolutely loved it. They just loved the fact that we were able to be together, and they gave us nice meals every night, probably like 1 or 2 meals, and that was great. We got a chance to just kind of sit and talk, and then then go back to work. And we worked, man. We worked so hard. So then later we came down to after we finished the walls, we did to clean the walls. Then we put spackle on the walls and let the spackle dry. Actually, more like the joint compound muddying of the walls and let it dry. Then the next day we had to sand it, make it smooth. And so it's all like good and stuff, you know. It's all good and stuff because fences like we had to knock out the big turn coming up there. Okay, going on a bridge. Here it is. So this is the Queen 59th Street Bridge, and I am trying to get there. You know the hardest thing in the world is driving in New York City. You wanna know why? Because you have a million different people coming from all different directions. So you have to be able to negotiate, navigate, and be mindful of everything. So, you know, I might have to just kind of just focus a little bit and speed up. Okay. Oh, going. And so here we go. Across the bridge. Okay. At last, I'm about to cross into Manhattan. So here we are on the 59th Street Bridge, and we are going over. So, okay, so what happened was like, so we did that, and the walls were smooth, so we had to prime it, and then we had to paint it. So we put a primer on, right, and after the primer, we put the top coat. Yeah, we put a primer, and then we put the top coat on, and we did that, and that took us 6 days, 7 days. Then, oh no, 6 days, yeah. And on the 7th day, I did, my son and I, we worked on the floor. So we did all the floors since the wall was already cleared. We did all the floors, came back, and we worked on the floors, and that was great. But it was like 2 days later. And then we just recently had, I guess 5 days working on the stairwell. And the stairwell thing was like really interesting because as we were working on it, we got a chance to, what's the word? We got a chance to do different things. We had to fix the drywall, remove the drywall, adjust it. We had to paint it, well, sand it, and then paint it. But it was something. Let me tell you, that was something very, very intense type of thing going on. Then my camera stopped, so I'm just like talking, and the screen's frozen. Of course, the screen's frozen. I wish it would readjust so I could see it. Such is life. Okay, so my next big question is to find parking. How do I find parking in this location? So at this point, I have to turn my GPS on my other machine, on my other phone, my old phone, on my new phone. You know, don't do these things while you're driving, folks. Be not distracted. Looks like my screen is frozen. So with my screen frozen, you just get comfy. The red light and see if I can fix it. Isn't that a bummer? You know, I was gonna use my other camera to do this, and here it is. The camera has actually frozen. You see this? You see my cross? Alright. Well, the good thing about driving in. Alright, I gotta figure out what's up. Okay, let me adjust this thing. So you're still on, but for some reason it's not adjusting properly. It comes to a red light on my fixture, okay? Fixture a red light. for a second. Try back on. Hopefully it'll get the system back in gear. But I'm in Manhattan. Okay, so here you go. Manhattan. I hope I got across the bridge. So I just gotta turn off the app. Turn it back on again. So I gotta get to my location. Let me go ahead and program this thing in here. Alright. This is a Manhattan situation here. Okay, 44. You know, it's weird. I worked in Manhattan for like 4 years, and then I stopped working in Manhattan for many years after that, and it's all like new to me again. It's weird. So no cross 50. Let me see what the robot says. Is he doing a live video right now? Let's see what the robot says. Let's see what the robot tells me to do to get there. Alright, I'm like... That's so different. I used to work around here. I worked at a law firm. I was a... what do you call that thing? I was a...
Continue on East 55th Street for 1 mile.
I was a librarian, a law librarian, and I was a reception assistant, a mailroom assistant, and a lot of different assistances. So that's kind of was my thing, you know. I just had a lot of different things I worked at, and I loved it. I loved the work that I do. You know, as a matter of fact, every job I've ever worked, I've always loved it. There's no job that I ever worked that I hated. Maybe dairy farming, and that was the most physically brutal job that I ever did. That was for 3 months, about 2 or 3 months, and it was maybe 2 months. I don't know. Well, it felt like 3 months. Oh, I guess it went through 3 months. So I mean, I started like end of June, and finished in the middle of August. So yeah, that's kind of what happened. That's my story. So right in there about 8:25. Okay, so what happens is like I worked on a job, and that was so when I worked in this law firm here on Park Avenue. What happened was that I learned so much about people, and I learned so much about life, and I was totally enthralled with the fact that, you know, I could actually work in a law firm and get to hang out with lawyers and stuff, because then I learned that lawyers are just people too, and then you kind of learn that when you go through all these things, that everybody's just people too. People have their good, and they have their bad, and they have their weird, and they have their good and bad, and they have their weird. So everybody is like that. That's just everyone. That's just the commonplace for everything in life, you know. And so it's like, here you have it, where I'm in Manhattan again, and being in Manhattan is just, especially here on Park Avenue. I want to take a look at that old building and see what it's like, you know. Park 55. It's like right here. This is the old building now. It's been revamped. This building right here. This is the building I used to work at. Now it's gone. It's gone. They turned it into something else. And that's what happens, you know, with life. One day it's this, next day it's that. Turned into something else. So, I am really hoping to accomplish a lot tonight. And hoping to accomplish tonight, I hope that I'll be able to meet some people and make some connections and go from there. Not to mention, I have a package to deliver for another friend of mine. And so I'm looking forward to doing that as well. I used to come here all the time. It's Park Avenue. All the time, every day, 4 years. There's a Ferrari building, all the cool Ferraris. If you saw it, then you saw it. If you didn't, I can't really move the camera at this point. I gotta just keep going forward. My next big thing is to find parking here. Okay, I'm concerned as to how the parking thing is gonna go down. See that humming? The humming sound, that's like the engine and everything like that with the car. I am concerned as to. I'm always concerned about this car. I'm always thinking about different gremlins and their, and different, I have gremlins in my car right now. Always do. And so, my grip, and I'm always working stuff. You see this building right here? Right ahead, on my right? That building right there was once the Sony Wonder building. And I don't know what it is now. It looks like it's abandoned. But it was the Sony Wonder building and had a Sony Wonder thing where you can go to it for free, open to the public. It was a nice little cafe type thing. Now it looks like it's no more. Again, such is life. A lot of places here in Manhattan have become shut down, have just shut down. There is, so I have about 11 blocks to go to get to. I have to go to 44th. And here's the Regis. Here's the Regis Hotel. Hey, look at this right here. It's the Regis Hotel. And here's a blue thingy with the nice blue lights. Put back down over there. I find it's better to have a tripod, let me tell you. I did a time lapse the other day, and this guy's been coming up, so he's gonna come on when he feels like it. I'm just gonna go ahead and take the opportunity to pass. Alright, so let's go. Right here, we're crossing over, this is 5th Avenue. I could take 5th Avenue. I could. Oh, cool. 8 o'clock. Take a minute just to organize all my stuff before when I get to location. 55th. You see that? You saw those guys walked across? Okay, that, my friend, is why in New York City you have to be on your guard. You cannot look away. You cannot be paying attention to anything else. You have to seriously focus on the road ahead of you. There's a million people. Every corner is a possibility. Wow, that's a big statue of sorts. Look at that. I've never seen a statue before. Look at this. They used to have the Hope. Right there used to be Hope. Now it's like a giant. It's a giant statue. See that? Let's zoom in real quick. See that? It's a big giant statue right here. They used to have the Hope right here on the corner. Now it's like, all right, what do you do? Figuring all this stuff in my pocket. Okay, life is about figuring out a whole lot of stuff. You know what I mean? I don't want to eat on the microphone. It'll just mess y'all up. I'm not gonna eat my cookies. I'll eat that later. Let's hope that I'm able to find good parking. Let's see this here, 9th Avenue. I might have to park further up. 9th Avenue is terrible for parking. What's another place I can park? What's another place I can park? 9th Avenue is terrible, especially on a Friday night. What did I get myself into? You know how it is. I'm not sure what it is. I'm gonna try my best not to complain about stuff anymore. I find that complaining is a waste of energy. What you gotta do is just ask God for strength and just rejoice. Because what you do is you meet so many. Oh look, they have city bikes here too, taking up good parking spots. See that? Oh, they take like what, 40 parking spots? Okay, that's great. My thought was like, up until the moment, I thought it was just like one of those things where it was only in us poor neighborhoods, But now, it's in rich neighborhoods. I'm figuring out how to get across. 44th is a return street. Humans are weird looking. Humans look weird. You guys are enjoying this. I am. Enjoying this moment. Full stop. Is this garbage truck moving? No, is the truck moving or something? Alright, so we are 0.4 of a mile to location. And we're on 55th and go to 44th. That's about, 9 blocks, not 11 blocks. I should have driven down Times Square just so you guys can see it. Is the 7th Avenue just passed? Broadway. If I get 7 out of the I'll drive coach. You guys see. I gotta find parking, so I gotta do the next thing. Say, what's the science on the parking? Oh, next one's wrong. Alright, parking gets scarcer and scarcer the more you traverse. Let's see, so let me see, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. So, okay, so here's Manhattan, right? And they talked about this big thing happening. Not saying that it's not, I'm not saying it's not gonna happen, but just saying that one of those things where, it's business as usual here in New York. And I hope it stays business as usual because honestly, I don't want anything to happen here. Last time something big happened here was really big. I mean, it was really big, and I hope and pray that nothing happens here. You know. All the people I met in my life, there's so many different types. I think about everybody, not everybody, but think about a couple people who come to mind whenever I meet another person. Go through a list of people who remind me of someone else. I beg to differ if you find anyone who's ever unique and there's nobody like that person in your life that didn't, seem like another person that you've already met. It's one of those things where it's like everybody you meet, it's like a copy of or some kind of equivalent to somebody that you've known before. I mean, to meet a truly unique person is like meeting Jesus. One unique person that there's nobody like him. Whereas everybody else is kind of a combination of other people that you've met, maybe your family or parents or friends you've met before or movie stars. Everybody is like, not, I guess maybe like not in essence and in a conversation. They're kind of like that. When you look at how people are. It's like pretty much I'm just like thinking about people and how everybody reminds you of somebody else. I remember when there was a guy I used to work with in Home Depot. I used to work at Home Depot, and he reminded me of a friend of mine from church. And so it was like almost like we became instant friends because of that, And so it's not like one of those things where it's like, so you begin to wonder, is he my friend uniquely because he's unique in my friend, or is he my friend because I have him remind me of somebody else, And so that's kind of the long and short end of it all, So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this. So let's see. My goal tonight is to find parking because it's like I'm about to get to my location where I got to get to. I'm about to make a left turn here, and if I can find parking in the city for free, that'd be great. And I gotta just check on this car, just on the nose, and I gotta make sure my fluids are high on the car because this car is it's an interesting thing, but for the most part, I'm just driving through Manhattan right now, so you guys can just kind of follow me through. It's like, this is, they're going to try and make congestion pricing and all these other things to it. I guess you're going that way, I'm going this way. So I'm going to go that way if you're going that way, but I might have to kind of swing out and then come back around. See, again, you got to, be mindful of the streets. So, okay, I'm going now. Okay. A lot of people. Help me find parking. Last time I was here on 9th Avenue, we went to a club, but one of my friends, Carla, she had a meeting place, and I met another lady named Anne. Oh my goodness, I forget. Anna, I think it's Anna's her name. And so what happened was we were able to have a nice conversation, and parking was horrendous. When my wife found. It's the Popo! Alright, so there you have it. It's the Popo! It's the police! Okay, so where's a good place to park? Let's see, where am I now? What street? This is 53rd, West 53rd. Alright, so West 53rd. How to get to West 44th. Okay, the closer you get to 42nd Street, the lower your chances of actually. You know what I need to do? I need to actually set up my base shop in Manhattan at some point. I'm gonna do that. 51st. Okay, so I might start looking for parking around here because I know I might have to just kind of walk it. If I can get parking here and just walk, then that's great. Well, there's a lot of pebbles, yeah. Okay, see, that's a spot there I should take. So move into the lane. Okay, 310 to 44th. It's on that corner. Alright, so 50th Street, that gives me 6 blocks. If I park here, I can go 6 blocks. Find the location. That'll make sense. I gotta actually write to one of my constituents. I'm just gonna find parking first. Don't do everything at the same time, okay? In life, I've always said this to people, and here I'm breaking my own rule about don't do too many things in one day, okay? Just do 1 or 2 things, because if you do 2 things, you end up having a situation where you're chasing 2 rabbits. That's the thing about chasing 2 rabbits. You catch neither. Or even a thing that says don't have 2 rodeos in the same day, because when you have 2 rodeos, the first one, you kind of like, you're happy to attend, but you're thinking about the second one, right? Parking right here. Where's the hydrant? Is the hydrant? There's no hydrant. Oh, there's a hydrant right there. Oh, goodness. I didn't forget that. Go a little further up. Right about here. There's a hydrant here, too. No hydrant. Okay, now what's wrong with this one? What's wrong with this spot? Is there anything wrong with this spot? There's nothing wrong with this spot. Okay, I got a nice spot. Where's that? Park this place. Okay, let me just... Here we are. Okay, I get the park, but it's nice garbage can, not a hydrant. I can't believe I got parking on Friday on Manhattan in New York City. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so I'm actually arrived. So now I'm gonna stop the camera. It took me 29 minutes to get here. I just want to say thank you so much for all who watched. I haven't arrived at my destination, but I have arrived at my parking spot. So with that, I want to say thank you so much. I'm gonna turn off the camera now and call it a night for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I wish all the best.